We're still here rolling live streaming from the Birmingham Music Awards networking event. We're here with Brum Radio, Bastian, and Man About Town, Danny Reybekill. Danny, thanks for taking the time to speak to us.
My absolute pleasure. You got my surname very, absolutely spot on.
Is that all right? I felt like I kind of mumbled through it a little bit, but like, yeah.
It's the best way to do it.
All right, cool. Danny, for those people who don't know, can you tell us a little bit about Brum Radio and what you do?
Yeah, absolutely. So I work at Brum Radio. It's a grassroots independent radio station in Birmingham, not many of them. It is considered the music, arts and culture station of the city. Racked up over 1 million listens on our listener again for last year, 250,000 unique live listeners over the last 12 months. So we pack a punch in the city.
And I know your roots go deep into the city of Birmingham. Can you tell me about the music scene at the moment and how you feel it's going?
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, as you say, I grew up in Birmingham, born and raised here. Spent a stint in Bangor, where it just rained for 3 years. But then I came back and I wanted to do something in the city. I got into hospital radio, and as of this is a long story. You know, it's all right. I wanted to do something other than playing Elvis Presley. There's time and a place for that. And hospital radio was wonderful for that. But I wanted to do a drum and bass show. I was really getting into my drum and bass. So I started doing a 2-hour drum and bass show, which is called the Brum and Bass Show. Novel, I know. All of a sudden I started getting people saying, "Oh, you're the drum and bass guy." I thought, yeah, like this is, I was going along to nights and kind of getting off my head a little bit, but all of a sudden it started becoming networking events that I go to. Well, the drum and bass nights were the networking events. I was just saying to you off camera, the really important thing with this city is that instead of I don't want to say being elitist, but having those alliances, it's really important that we work together in spite of our genres, in spite of our colors, in spite of our ages. If someone's talented or you can see talent in someone, work with them, for God's sake. Like, why wouldn't you? The idea that you would, I don't know, put it off because you're worried that they're going to be better than you. Come on, do a collab with them. You'll both benefit. That's what I think is really important about the city, and it's something that's changing. BMAs help that. Brum Radio do a hell of a lot to make sure that they facilitate that with their live sessions and all sorts. Yeah.
I know you're active in the club scene and the electronic music scene here at the moment. Any say hello?
Hello.
Hey. Any artists at the moment that you particularly want to talk about, or any clubs that you're involved with?
Okay, so I recently put together a video for a music institute, and it was talking about my favorite music venues in the city and music spaces. I could probably work with the music venues there. My favorite from a venue called Cafe Artem, a band who recently put a music video and shot it there at Cafe Artem, is a band called Kyoko. They've done really, really well in the last few years. Wonderfully diverse. I went and saw them BBC Introducing Live panel. They were talking about diversity and the importance of it, and I thought it was so, so important. They also did an EP of covers of things like Drake and all sorts. Really good quality. So, so good, even though it's Drake. That would be one that I'd say they're on the peak of being kind of international and national level. On a more localized level, there's a guy that I've worked with closely for the last couple of years called Canister, who makes Aggie Jump Up, is how I describe his music. But there's a massive crowd for it. And his production's gone through the roof. He presents, he DJs all over the country and all over the world now. Yeah, check him out, Canister.
I know you're nominated Best Radio Presenter. You should probably be interviewing me. Any tips? But I mean, how do you feel about that nomination at the Music Awards?
Firstly, you're doing a stellar job.
Yeah, I'm trying hard. It's late in the night, but I'm trying hard.
I was gonna say what's important is to massage my ego. You're also massaging your own, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
Any tips or any advice? What was the question? Sorry.
Well, like a little bit about the involvement in the Music Awards. I know you're nominated, and I know how heavily you've been involved in the scene in Birmingham here. And just the question about the Music Awards generally, like how you feel it helps the scene in the city.
Yeah, I mean, it goes without saying that any awards ceremony, if you do it half right, you're doing a good job for Birmingham. For Birmingham and the Midlands, you've got to make sure that we remember the Black country in this. I'm used to saying just Birmingham because on Brum Radio is mostly just Birmingham music, but it is the Midlands, and that's really important. In terms of what the BMAs are doing as a platform, they've only been around for a very short amount of time. and to be able to put on events like this and you know, be able to do what they're doing, it is very, very good. The last event at the Glee Club was fantastic. I was able to stand up and announce the name of an award. I think it went to Paperboys, or you know, it was a good indie award, and you know, if I could carry on doing stuff like that and stuff like this carry on happening, I'm very, very happy.
How about, I know you produce as well, like, how about you personally? Anything on the horizon?
I actually don't produce. No, I don't produce. I produce radio shows.
Okay.
I mean, you can carry on with that, yeah, absolutely. A-list show.
I was doing so well until that.
It's all right, don't worry. The A-list show, I'll carry on producing. I'm also doing a lot of stuff with the Music College, more creative stuff with them, and looking after music artists. That's and hoping to get time to walk my dog every Sunday. If I can fit it in.
All right, cool. Thanks so much for taking the time to join us. Thank you.
Take care, take care.
Some awesome interviews tonight. Can't believe we had a chance to chat to Jaws. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, some really cool acts.
Danny the Reybekill, Esther Turner, like Nath Brooks. Keep randomly saying their names, but like it'd be quite a long time. Jesse Dipper. Jesse giving me the like full stare in the background. The amazing Jesse Dipper. Socials.
Yeah, she's already told them.
Jesse Dipper. Anyway, we've been Flat Eye.
Yeah, we've flat. Yeah, I mean, it's a standard. You get us, and you get us with other people. So it's a pretty good deal.
Yeah, that's the end of our stream. It'll be chopped up. Please, if you do see this, give us a like on Facebook. Give us a subscribe on YouTube. It makes a difference. You know, we're not going to go and like live in the Bahamas.
No, I know that, but we got at least 3 woos separately then.
3 woos, no likes. Thanks very much for watching. We've been Flat Eye. You've been beautiful. Peace.
You've been watching.